Hi. The movie I will be talking about today is To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This movie is a book adaptation. The book was written by Jenny Han, and the movie is directed by Susan Johnson. Throughout the movie, we see themes of a teenager becoming independent and responsible. The plot of the entire movie is based around how one little lie can cause so much disruption. At the beginning of the movie, we see a single dad whose wife has tragically passed away with his 3 girls. He is raising them. One is middle school age, and one is high school, one is college age. These girls live a great life. Their dad is a doctor, and the middle child, the high schooler, her name is Laura Jean. She is very imaginative, very eccentric. Many times in the movie, we see her going into this imaginary world where everything is rainbows and princesses and she's the queen, and all of these boys want to be with her. The conflict of the movie arises when Laura Jean's little sister Kitty sends out these very personal letters that have very big significance to her because they are addressed and to all the boys that she's ever loved from the time that she even knew what love was. One of these letters goes to her older sister's boyfriend because she loved him first, is the quotes that she uses. When it goes to her older sister's boyfriend, she has no idea, but her boyfriend knows. Flashbacks play a very vital role in this part of the film. Laura Jean's big sister was always a mother figure to her. We see often that they do all of the mother-daughter things together, like the baking, the getting ready for dances, the first days of school, all of it, while she is also playing the big sister role. Laura Jean is in the same grade as Margot's boyfriend, and Margot, the older sister, has always included Laura Jean in everything, to sitting at lunch with them, to including in plans to go out, etc. This takes a toll on Laura Jean because when Margot leaves, she is totally abandoned. She's abandoned in her house. She's abandoned by her friends at school because that's who her people were. These flashbacks are vital in understanding the loneliness that Laura Jean felt. The editors of this movie panned it in a way that the audience will see that it goes from Laura Jean being happy with her sister and them doing all of these things together, and it's panned to how lonely she is now, sitting at lunch by herself, etc. A big portion of this plot pertains to the drama that ensues when Laura Jean is trying so desperately to not let her sister think she's in love with her boyfriend. So she gets into this false relationship with a guy named Peter Kavinsky. Peter Kavinsky is her ex-best friend's ex-boyfriend, and he is a partier, and he does all of the teammate things with his lacrosse team, and Laura Jean would prefer to sit down with a good book or a good movie and enjoy her evening. She gets into this false relationship because Peter wants to make his ex jealous. She wants her sister to believe that she's not in love. So when they get into this false relationship, there are a bunch of flashbacks that also happen then that show where her sister was such a rock for her. When she left for college, everything kind of imploded, and it was detrimental to Laura Jean and her social life. Camera movements and transitions, I think I've already said this, are extremely vital in this part because we see that it is going to Laura Jean with Peter, flashing to how happy she was when Margot was here, flashing to how miserable she looks with Peter at this party. It's a constant flashback reel, and I think that analyzing that as someone looking at a film, you're seeing how this progresses the plot, and you're seeing how this is elevating how things are happening and elevating how these events occurred And I think that is incredibly vital in getting the entire idea that the director intended. Another large topic I want to bring up is the lighting. I have talked about lighting before, but I think that lighting, when analyzing a movie, is so vital to reading the cues. In this movie, we see that sometimes the actions aren't clearly brought out due to Lara Jean's overactive imagination. Her overactive imagination sometimes can cause the audience to be like, now did that really happen or did it not? Even relating back to flashbacks, the lighting is more of a happy tone. When we think of happy tones, we think of oranges and reds and yellows. When it comes back to her being miserable at this party or lonely, it's like a cool tone. Not necessarily blue, but cool. When she is sad, genuinely sad, it is a blue tone. I think that lighting plays such an important role in how we perceive characters and how we perceive their emotions without them ever having to tell us. I could look at the lighting of something and somebody could be sitting straight and I would say, okay, they're happy or sad in their brain based on this lighting. Is that always the case? No. But I think that it conveys a sort of connotation that is vital to the experience of actually watching the movie and absorbing the content. The producer, Awesomeness TV, often does this with the lighting. I've seen many movies where they do this. Relating back to the themes of becoming responsible and independent, it is set there in stone that is what it is. Because these flashbacks are showing where she was so dependent on Margot. She was so dependent on her, and now she's gone, and she's got herself into this mess, and she has to figure out how to get out. I want to point out, at the end of the movie, this is a spoiler, at the end of the movie, an event occurs where it looks like Lara Jean is doing a sexual act that she isn't doing. And we, the viewer, know that. Nobody else does. This video circulates, and it causes an uproar of, oh, she did this, she's not so innocent, da-da-da-da-da. Her sister comes home for winter break. Margot comes home from winter break. Lara Jean's freaking out. This is the last time that she can be independent. She's fixed things thus far. She hasn't reached out to Margot one time. She never reached out to Margot during all of this happening, all the lies, all the scandals, none of it. Margot doesn't even know that she has a boyfriend. So this last and final stitch effort that she's trying to show and prove her independence, her sister ends up having to intervene because this video, that's not what it is, gets leaked on Instagram, and her sister has to contact Instagram and try to go in and get it out. Analyzing these themes of independence and responsibility show that it's okay to need help. It's okay to try to grow into somebody better, because at the end of the movie, Lara Jean is ultimately more independent. Whether it hurt her sister or not, she was more independent. The flashbacks, transitions, and camera angles bring the movie to life to the viewer. It allows them to see what life was like before and see how much Lara Jean has actually grown into this new theme, this new era. The lighting, my favorite part of film, shows character progression and how that plays a vital role in understanding character emotions. That is my analysis for this film. That is what I pulled from this film that stuck out to me and allowed me to best analyze the movie in the most technical way I can. Thank you.